It's interesting as you start to listen how you may notice it's already begun. Your unconscious, curious and open, begins wondering when it truly started, or whether it always knew. Because when someone says you're installing these new beliefs unconsciously, that very intention becomes a signal. The intention becomes structure, and structure becomes identity, and identity is flexible. Just like a comedian who knows exactly when to pause. That split second when the world leans forward. Why? Because uncertainty is funny, and curiosity is hypnotic. See, a joke, a good joke, pulls from pain and power, vulnerability and voice, like velvet and razor blades stitched together. It reveals rather than conceals. Isn't it fascinating? The most powerful transformation often hides in it the punchline. Because when you laugh, you let go. And in that letting go, the old programs, those outdated loops, glitch, and something new sneaks in, something bold, irreverent, deeply empathic, widely authentic. So what if every quirk, every wound, every perspective you ever had was just material? Not for shame, not for fear, but for storytelling, satire, alchemical comedy. A stage where self-doubt becomes dialogue, where trauma becomes timing, where awkward becomes art. What happens when you realize your beliefs? They're just borrowed scripts, lines delivered without rehearsal. But now you're writing the monologue, improvising in real time, reframing with flair, owning the set. And in this performance, you're the writer, the actor, the audience, the critic, the damn stage light. So listen, really listen, because the unconscious mind already is. It hears through tone, rhythm, metaphor. It understands juxtaposition, like sweetness wrapped in edge, like absurdity writing truth. So maybe you're laughing at how easily this installs, like updating the operating system behind the scenes, while the comedy of life plays on. Because yes, you're always growing. Yes, you're already enough. Yes, state controls story, and story shapes world. And maybe, just maybe, every belief is a bit like a setup, a premise. But the punchline, that's your shape. Because failure is feedback, and feedback is timing, and timing, well, that's everything. So let's test it. You walk into a room. Someone's tense, closed off. You smile. Easy, bold, ridiculous. You crack something absurd. They blink, they smirk, they soften. Because humour is disarming, and presence is power, and certainty is felt. So what if you lived like that? Waking up each day with punchlines ready. Beliefs like one-liners. I create opportunities with energy. Curiosity is my compass. Boldness is rewarded. Pain is just a setup for the next bit. You want structure? Here's structure. First you see the world as it is. Absurd, beautiful, messy, human. Then you twist it, add spice, subvert, reframe. Then you share it. Through story, through presence, through humour. And the audience, they follow, because they feel you. Not just your words, your energy. As you continue, you find the lines blur between performer and prophet, between laughter and healing, between joke and truth. And that's when you realise this isn't a performance anymore. This is who you are. Because vulnerability is power. Boldness is beauty. Laughter is leadership. And the world, it mirrors your frame. So install this, not with effort, not with force, but the way a punchline lands, unexpected, inevitable, perfect. You already are. And if someone were to ask you what changed, you might just grin and say, everything, nothing. I just rewrote the script. And maybe wink. Because you'll know the best truths hide in humour. And the best transformations always feel a bit like magic.